First, we as Azimio reject the 2022 election result totally. We cannot and will not recognize the Kenya Kwanza regime, and we consider the Kenya Kwanza government illegitimate. Two, we don't recognize Mr. William Ruto as the president of Kenya.
Now, when Raila Odinga lost the previous 2022 general elections to President William Samoei Ruto, elections that were free and fair, it was very hard. It was really, really hard for Raila Odinga to accept that he had actually lost elections to William Ruto. Raila Odinga's allies, very close allies and supporters, were very angry at William Ruto for winning the previous elections. They were extremely bitter at William Ruto for outsmarting both Uhuru Kenyatta, the former head of state, and Raila Odinga in the previous 2022 general elections. And in Nyanza region, for instance, no one would mention President William Ruto's name. Nobody would dare mention William Ruto's name in Nyanza region because it was highly unacceptable. And of course, Raila Odinga, who was completely cornered, had to come up with a different strategy. A strategy of selling fear to William Ruto by calling for the demonstrations and street protests. The reason as to why Raila Odinga did this is because this was exactly the strategy that he used against the former head of state, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, when he saw himself as the people's president. Unfortunately, it was really unfortunate that the former head of state, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, fell into Raila Odinga's trap after he called for a handshake. Immediately after that handshake between Uhuru and Raila Odinga, that is how the Jubilee Party and the Jubilee administration collapsed. So Raila Odinga was trying the same issue here because he wanted to be part of the Kenya Kwanza Alliance government. He thought that if he will use the same strategy against William Ruto, Ruto will give in into his demands. So Raila Odinga ended up demanding some issues from William Ruto. Number one, he said that he does not recognize William Ruto as the president of the Republic of Kenya. And number two, Raila Odinga demanded that the IEBC servers must be opened because Raila Odinga believed that he had actually won the previous elections and that William Ruto rigged the previous 2022 general elections. What really happened next? Before we go into further details of this analysis, just a quick reminder that if you're listening to me up to this point and you haven't subscribed, I'm requesting you to please just take a second or two and subscribe to this channel. You can also give this video a like. Now, if you do that, YouTube will automatically recommend this channel and this video in particular to reach out to others, because the only way that we can improve on this channel to grow is by subscribing. And that is why I also want to appreciate those who have already subscribed. I don't take the support for granted. Now let us go straight into the details. The good thing, William Ruto stood very firm, and he did not allow Raila Odinga anywhere into the Kenya Kwanza Alliance government. If William Ruto had allowed Raila Odinga in the Kenya Kwanza Alliance government, I don't think if William Ruto would have achieved what he has achieved so far since he took over power. Because Kenyans are now seeing the results. The big difference between the handshake government and William Ruto's government. And I said this before, that William Ruto's first 2 years in government is way much better off than the previous 5 years handshake government between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. So what really happened to the IEBC servers? Why is it that Raila Odinga and his allies and supporters are no longer talking about the IEBC servers to be opened? What happened? Why is it that currently Raila Odinga's allies and ODM party leaders are the ones praising William Ruto, acknowledging that William Ruto is the president of the Republic of Kenya?
We here in Homa Bay are very prayerful. And Mr. President, we continue praying for you. Because as fishermen, we have a saying about the captain of the ship. The captain of a boat in Luo is called Madar. And Madar is called a god. There's something we say that Madar enya such ye. Such that if you wish the captain bad omen, then all of you are going to sink. So we cannot afford to wish you ill because you are the captain of the ship. And we are all in it. And if we wish you ill, we are all going to collapse and sink in the lake.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is how Raila Odinga is finally accepting, admitting that he lost the previous elections to Ruto, and acknowledging that William Ruto is the president of the Republic of Kenya. Number one, Raila Odinga looked for William Ruto's support, and he requested for William Ruto's endorsement for the African Union Commission top job. For anyone to qualify for the African Union Commission top job, number one, he must be endorsed by the president of his or her own country. Raila Odinga did not recognize William Ruto as the president of Kenya previously, but he was forced to seek for William Ruto as the president to endorse his African Union Commission top job. And William Ruto is a very, very good person. William Ruto does not revenge against anyone. William Ruto endorsed Raila Odinga with one very clean heart. And the most shocking thing here is that even William Ruto himself is the one campaigning for Raila Odinga's African Union Commission top job. So that is how Raila Odinga is accepting, finally, that Ruto is actually the president and he needs his support. Number two, Raila Odinga is not calling for demonstrations anymore. Why do you think Raila Odinga had to quit demonstrations, the street protests against President William Ruto? What does that mean? It means that Raila Odinga gave up. Raila Odinga came to realize that no matter what he will do, no matter how many demonstrations he will conduct, William Ruto will not accept him in the Kenya Kwanza Alliance government. William Ruto will not allow any handshake with Raila Odinga. And that is why Raila Odinga finally had to look for the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, to convince President William Ruto for a talk. That is how Obasanjo brokered the talks between William Ruto and Raila Odinga. Because if you can still remember very well, Raila Odinga looked for the president of Tanzania, Samia Suluhu, but William Ruto did not accept. Raila Odinga went to the president of South Africa to come and broker the talks between him and William Ruto, but William Ruto did not accept. And finally, Raila Odinga currently is too soft, very soft on William Ruto. Like for example, ODM party leaders in Nyanza region are the ones inviting President William Ruto to launch development projects in Nyanza region. That would not have happened previously because no ODM party leader would associate with William Ruto. Currently, the ODM leaders are the ones praising William Ruto. Even the ODM supporters are now with William Ruto. And I came across this particular photo here of UDA supporters in Nyanza region, led by Kidero, during the ongoing grassroots elections of the UDA party. So that is how Raila Odinga is accepting that Ruto actually won the elections and he is the president of the Republic of Kenya. I don't know what you think. I would also want to know your thoughts and your opinions in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Let me see you again in my next video analysis. My name is Jason and bye bye. Have a good night.